firing into the end zone, has his man for the Blacksburg touchdown. There's no suspense, Brad. What Salem will try to do offensively, they'll line up in an I formation, 2 wide receivers, often on the same side of the field, a tight end, a fullback, a tailback, and just run it right at you and at you and at you.
Yeah, that's Salem's game plan. They're not going to do anything fancy. They're going to tell you. They'll come right out and tell you exactly what they're going to do. They're going to run right off tackle. Occasionally they'll throw in a trap or a sweep. But they are going to take advantage of what you give them, and they're very well coached. They are fundamentally sound, and they have ran pretty much the same stuff for as long as I've been around Salem football. And make no bones about it, they know what they do, and they do it well. When I was at Salem coaching, the one thing that I always remember them saying is, if we do what we're supposed to do, they can't stop us. And that's sort of the way they train them, all the way from sandlot leagues all the way up. And they have got a successful program. But as Coach Wells said earlier, you know what? We're on the chance of turning some things around as well. We've got a successful program too. We've got to get back to where we were back years ago, and we are well on our way.
Defensively, they run a 4-3-4, but it's more like a 5-2-4 with one of the linebackers, often Alex Ramsey, who goes both ways, offense and defense, almost always lining up in the running back side of the field, and they present a 5-man look on their defensive line. I suspect they'll go with more of a true 4-3, though, tonight, Brad, to get more defenders in space against this Blacksburg air raid offense.
I think you're probably right. That's the one thing that Salem does do a good job of adjusting their defense or offense to what the opposing team gives them. I think we'll see a heavy dose of Alex Ramsey, but I also think we'll see a heavy dose of his brother, D'Angelo Ramsey.
And we are about ready for kickoff. Trey Sheeler has it teed up at the 40. Here's Chris Martin faking the onside kick. Trey Sheeler kicks it back. It is caught at about the 25. Coming upfield, finding a little bit of room, but a nice job on the special teams there. It was Joseph Quinn on the return. He was brought down at about the 37-yard line.
One thing special to mention there, number 3, Joseph Quinn. Number 3 is a monumental number for the Salem program. It's voted upon each year. It's the kid who's the most dedicated, the hardest working, and the kid that means the most to that football team is generally the one that wears the number 3.
And their offensive line, Brad, they call themselves the Mules, and it is a matter of pride and distinction to wear that moniker. So Salem sets up in the I formation, both receivers to the near side. One now goes behind the quarterback. Here is the quarterback rolling out. They throw it on first down. It's complete to Ramsey, and he's got plenty of room. He's into Blacksburg territory, down to about the 41, and a penalty flag comes in.
Number 10, Bickley's pass reeled
They sort of just faked the handoff there to the strength, and had Ramsey sort of coming out of the backfield into the flats. That's another trademark play of Salem as well. It's funny that you mentioned the Mules. I was outside in the parking lot talking to one of the former coaches of Salem High School, also a former coach at Franklin County, Billy Miles, and he's one of the ones who formed the name the Mules. He was one of the great coaches of Salem High School.
It will be a 10-yard mark-off against Salem for holding that moves the ball back onto their side of the field. The nose of the football at the 49 on the near side hash mark, and it will be 1st and 10 there for the Spartans.
Personal foul penalty.
We'll set the starting lineups as we go along. Noah Beckley, a 6', 185-pound junior, is the quarterback. He is under center. The pitch is to the tailback, that is Dante Claiborne, and he is met by a host of Bruins after a gain of maybe 1.
It's a good job there, the Blacksburg defense on the containment. Looks like right now to begin with, everything's flowing over to the left-hand side. But a wonderful job there on the containment. Jake Vernil coming up and making a good clean stop over there and not allowing them to get outside.
And Coach Wells mentioned in the pregame, Big Brad Shelton had a piece of that one as well. He is going to be very important clogging the middle tonight as Salem looks to get this ground game going. So 2nd and 10, no gain, and the give is to Claiborne, and he is going to be brought down after a short gain of about 4 on a run up the right side A-gap.
And that's a play that you'll see pretty frequently, right around the tackle spot there. A-B gap, occasionally the C gap, but good job there by the defense, sort of controlling that. Brings up a third and 5.
It'll be third down and 5 yards.
They will
to
give him
go.
a gain of 5 instead of 4. The nose of the football is just beyond the 46-yard line. Both receivers to the far side. One comes in motion. Here is the quarterback back to throw, has his receiver out there. It is number 4, Deontay Tucker, for a first down to about the 32 of Blacksburg.
That was a good strike there by Noah Beckley, the quarterback. The one thing that I understand, for the past few years, Salem hasn't really had a quarterback that's mobile. They have a quarterback that can throw the ball, but tonight we will see a quarterback that is mobile as well. So he's a little bit of a dual threat there, and that time he put it right on the money to number 4, Deontay Tucker.
And the dynamic duo running back combination is the fullback Alex Ramsey, number 36, 5'11", 216, and Deontay Claiborne, 5'6", 169. Here's Salem going deep into the end zone, and it's broken up nicely out there, although here's a late penalty flag. And Jake Verneal is as surprised as we are that flag came out.
Yeah, I thought that was good defensive coverage there, but Jake Verneal, he was running after the receiver. The receiver had slid behind him, but he caught up, and at the last second he made the look before he stuck his hand up to knock it down. I think that play could have probably went either way. I thought it was a good defensive play there.
Sure did look from our vantage point, but as we've said many times this season, our opinion doesn't really matter. It's the guys down there in black and white.
That's right.
So they will spot the ball now at the 18-yard line, and Salem is driving on their first offensive series of the game.
Interference against the Bruins.
Yeah, that's a tough break right there for this Bruin defense.
Inside the 20.
Let's see if Blacksburg can stiffen here and maybe limit the damage to a field goal. First and 10 from the 17. The ball is right in the middle of the field. They split one receiver wide right and left. Again, the power I. The give is to the up back Ramsey, and he will be brought down after a very short gain of about 2.
Handoff goes to the fullback, 36.
Good job there. The defense sort of coming up and filling the hole there. Alex Ramsey, we've heard his name quite a bit over the past couple years. This is his senior year, 5'11", 216. He's a load. All 216 pounds is solid.
The wide receivers are Deontay Tucker, a 5'9", 171-pound sophomore, and Joseph Quinn, 5'10", 170-pound sophomore. 2 sophomore wide receivers for the Spartans. Second and 9 from the 16. And a whistle blows, and it's going to be a timeout called by Salem with 9:40 left in the first quarter. Let's take a brief timeout. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. Back at Bill Brown Stadium, coming out of a timeout, is stadium clock was at 9:40 when the timeout began. It ran down to 9:22. They're going to have to reset that clock before we get play back underway. Let's set the offensive line for Salem. At right tackle, it's number 63, Braxton Wall, a senior, 6'4", 301. At right guard, Dallas Herndon, another senior, 6 foot 237. The center is Thomas Monday, 6'3", 265, a sophomore. The left guard, Joseph Staples, a 6'1", 233-pound junior. And the left tackle, Thomas Bassford, 6'2", 229, also a senior. So play is ready to get back underway from the 16, 2nd and 9, Salem. And here is the quarterback back looking, has his man complete, and is that Ramsey? I couldn't tell, Brad.
Yeah, that looks like Alex Ramsey there. Good open field tackle there by Josh Van Gilder. That was a big collision right there between those two young men.
So that will be enough for a first down. The completion is down to the 5-yard line. It was to the Blacksburg sideline, and here is Salem, 1st and goal from the 5 on their first offensive possession.
So this is where you'll probably see a good dose of Alex Ramsey here. Looks like they've got Alex back in the tailback spot at the current time. Number 7, Riley Fox, in at the fullback position.
And the give is to Ramsey, who plunges over the right side of the offensive line down to the 1 for a gain of 4.
Many Hokie fans will probably remember Riley Fox's dad, Rich Fox, played at Virginia Tech, and now Riley's older brother, Coleman Fox, is at Virginia Tech playing as well. Riley is a junior on this Salem football team.
Coleman had a great year for them last year. He was hurt as they were in the playoffs, and that's when Claiborne came in and established himself as the heir apparent. Here is the give to Ramsey, and he is into the end zone for the touchdown. And with 8:21 remaining in the first quarter, Salem takes a 6-0 lead.
Looked like we had a little bit of confusion there on the defensive line. We weren't down quite set when the ball was snapped, and basically, Alex Ramsey just ran off tackle there.
So it will be Nate Kraft, a 5'6", 210-pound sophomore, who will attempt the point after out of the hold of Joseph Quinn. Snap is back, kick is up, has plenty of distance, is high enough, and it is good. So with 8:21 remaining in the first quarter, Salem takes the early lead, 7-0. Let's take this brief timeout. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. Salem goes 63 yards in 3 minutes 24 seconds with their opening possession of the game, and with the PAT, they lead early over Blacksburg 7-0.
One of the notable things, Mark, last night in the JV game, the kicker for Salem squibbed everything. Let's see what happens here.
This one is a deep kick, end over end, and it is Morgan McCoy who bobbles it briefly, then picks it up, starts to head upfield, takes it up into the middle of the field, and will be tackled right at the 20-yard line. And Blacksburg will take over at that point. Let's set the Blacksburg offense. At quarterback is Isaac Johnston, the third-year senior starter. He's now 68 of 145 for 1,121 yards, 16 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions on the year. The sophomore Colton Beck at running back. He has 319 yards on 65 carries for an average of 4.9 per carry. Senior wideout Robert Coffey has 7 touchdowns, at least one in every game so far, on 13 receptions for 208 yards. And here's Blacksburg about ready for their first offensive play. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Johnston fakes it, drops back, looks, going long, has Trey Sheeler out there. Sheeler has it and drops it at about the 40-yard line. Oh, that would have been a nice gain right off the bat.
Yeah, that was a nice throw by Isaac Johnson there. He laid it right out there for him, but Trey just wasn't able to reel it in. One thing I did want to mention there, Morgan McCoy had to come out that play because his helmet came off on the kickoff. So I don't know if that changed anything of the original play or not, but here we go.
Well, we've got 2 receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. One of them is Morgan McCoy. A clean snap back to Johnston. He fires over the middle. It's complete to Tyquest Terry, and it will go up to about the 27-yard line, bringing up 3rd down.
I think it's very crucial for this offense to be able to move the chains here tonight.
42.
Sometimes the best ball control or the best game plan is to keep Salem's offense off the field.
It was a gain of 7. That will bring up 3rd down and 3. Twin receivers to the near side are McCoy and Sheeler. It is Beck in the backfield, and here comes Salem on a blitz. Blacksburg picks it up. It's complete to Morgan McCoy, turns it upfield, has the first down, and the chains are going to move, Brad, as the pass will be brought down at about the 36-yard line, but it's a first down for Blacksburg.
It's a good job of Isaac there. You know, there was some pressure coming. Riley Fox, number 7, the middle linebacker, had creeped up into the hole, and he was bringing the pressure, and he found, basically Isaac found his hot receiver there, and that was Morgan McCoy.
And when they bring that blitz, that hot read is going to be very important all night for Blacksburg. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Snap back, Johnston looking, fires, and behind the intended target at about the 40-yard line, Tyquest Terry.
Number 44, Tyquest Terry.
Yeah, they had a little bit of a different lineup there. They had trips to the right and sort of 2 over here to the left, and no one in the backfield with Isaac. So sort of trying to play a little bit of mind games with Salem's defense just to see how they're going to react to a few things, I believe.
So it is 2nd and 10 from the 36. Twins left and right. Beck to the right of Johnston in the shotgun. Has the snap, hands it off to Beck. Beck has some running room, and he's going to be up very close to the first down. They will spot him down at the 45, but a nice run on first down by Colton Beck.
Yeah, it's a good job. Actually, that's going to bring up 3rd down in inches, it looks like.
About a half yard, it looks like from here, Brad. It's almost even with our vantage point up here in the press box at Bill Brown Stadium. And this is the play often where we see Isaac back in the shotgun. He will suddenly go up under center, and they will shove the pile forward. Let's see if they do it again here tonight on this particular play. Morgan McCoy is set up as sort of an H-back position. It's a low snap back to Johnston. He's going to throw it. He's under pressure, scrambling, throws, has a man wide open. It's Morgan McCoy down the sideline, tiptoeing out of bounds after a big game down to the 15-yard line.
What a great play there. Good job by Isaac knowing what he had to do. He waited till the last second and made the toss right down to Morgan McCoy. Great feet there by Morgan McCoy, staying in bounds and getting extra 15 yards on the carry.
And you could see Morgan was just trying to maintain his balance. He was shifted to his left, and he tight-roped as far as he could. They actually are going to spot it at the 17-yard line, 1st and 10 Blacksburg from that point. Twin receivers left and right. Josh Fugit in the backfield. Snap is back. Johnston looking, throwing over the middle, and it is incomplete.
Johnson's pass.
Intended target, Tyquest Terry.
Intended for number 44, Terry.
So that will stop the clock with 6:03 remaining in the first quarter. Salem with the early lead 7-0. Blacksburg with its first offensive possession and driving on the Spartans. Twins left and right. Fugit in the backfield. Here comes a flag, and that's going to be 5 yards on Salem.
Yep, that'll be sort of got into the neutral zone infraction there, and that's going to move Salem back another 5 yards, makes the 2nd down, 2nd and 5 much more manageable. Keeps us getting closer to moving the chains, and that's what we've got to do as an offense here tonight.
And let's continue to set the offense. It will be seniors Morgan McCoy and Trey Sheeler, the other starting wideouts, in addition to Terry and to Robert Coffey. Sheeler has 2 touchdown catches on the season. McCoy also with a pair. Twins left and right, the snap back. Johnston looking, firing into the end zone. Has his man for the Blacksburg touchdown. Morgan McCoy with the reception, and Blacksburg is a PAT away from tying it up.
Great job there by Isaac. Great job by Morgan securing the ball. He knew that he was going to get hit. He was coming across the middle. There's two defenders on him, but Isaac sort of threaded the needle, and that connection once again is money.
I don't know how many times that's been called over the last 4 years, Brad, but it's been a lot. That has been a prolific combination for the Bruins.
This is what this team needed. You got to believe, and that's what they're doing.
Here is the PAT by Sheeler. It is up, and it is good. And Blacksburg has answered Salem's opening touchdown drive with one of its own, with 5:11 remaining in the first quarter. Let's take this time out. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
Blacksburg Parks and Recreation has something for everybody.
It is a 7-7 ball game with 5:11 remaining in the first quarter. Blacksburg with a touchdown drive to answer Salem. Here's the onside kick, and it's going to be recovered at midfield by Salem. That was number 6, Blake Mushigan, with the recovery. Thad Wells again showing he's got confidence in his special teams.
Yeah, that was, trying to catch them off guard there. That's the one thing, Salem is well coached, so I'm sure that they had watched some films and they were ready for it, and that time they were able to secure the ball. But sometimes you got to take chances like that. That last drive, Mark, Morgan McCoy had 3 receptions for 59 yards and a touchdown.
He was the leading receiver last week as well with 9 receptions. So here is Salem, 2 wide receivers to the far side, a split backfield. They hand the ball off to number 38, D'Angelo Ramsey.
Yeah, that's Alex's younger brother there. He is quite a player. Both of those Ramsey young men, they run angry. I mean, they run real angry. They are good football players.
And if I'm not mistaken, Brad, their father, I believe, played for Radford.
Yes, I played against my sophomore year. He was a senior, Lewis Ramsey, quite a player. Did some unbelievable things at Radford High School.
So they again line up, this time in a split T formation. It is Claiborne and D'Angelo Ramsey in the backfield, and it is number 28.
Claiborne.
Dante Claiborne breaking tackles all the way down to the 26-yard line, and that's going to be a key in this game, Brad. Blacksburg has got to tackle and wrap up at the first point of attack.
You have to wrap up against a Salem coach team. These running backs run hard. They're strong. They live in the weight room. From the time year-round, they're in the weight room, and you're not going to be able to just come up and try to arm tackle them. You've got to come up and hit them, and you've got to wrap up and hold on till your friends get there.
So they again come out with D'Angelo Ramsey in the backfield, along with, this time it looks like Vincent Piolo. And here's a long pass into the deep corner of the end zone, and it's going to be caught for a touchdown. A 26-yard touchdown completion.
Touchdown
for Salem. And they are throwing the ball, Brad, a little bit more tonight than I would have expected initially.
They are, but I tell you, this junior, Noah Beckley, he's impressive at quarterback position. Every throw that he has thrown so far has been right on the money, and he's got the athletes to catch him.
Number 40, Nate Crabb.
So 4:01 remaining in the first quarter, and it is 13-7 with the PAT pending. Here's the hold, here's the kick. It's up, and it is good. So 4:01 remaining in the first quarter, 14-7 Salem. Let's take this brief timeout. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
Across the country, municipalities are realizing the economic advantages of luring creative professionals to their downtown. Blacksburg is no exception. In 2012, Town Council passed an ordinance creating an Arts and Cultural District in the residential neighborhood bordered by Turner, Progress, and Clay Streets. Creatively coined the Live, Work, Sell District, artists now have the option of living in the downtown and operating an arts-related business in the same space. For property owners, this means new options for rental tenants. For artists, it means a home base for the studio, gallery, or teaching space they've always wanted, paired with some great financial incentives, including waived permit and business license fees, and more. Whether you're an artist or a property owner, find out today how to take advantage of this great opportunity. Visit blacksburg.gov/liveworksell or call 961-1126. Blacksburg, a creative village.
It takes Salem just 3 plays to cover half of the football field. They started at midfield after the onside kick was not successful, a 26-yard touchdown pass to Viante Tucker, and it's 14-7 Salem. Here's the kickoff. Morgan McCoy has it at the 10, up to the 15, 20, has a little bit of a seam, and gets up to the 29 where Blacksburg will take over.
Good field position there for the Bruins to start, you know, just right at 29-yard line, so a good field position. Just got to keep doing what we were doing in that first drive.
That first drive proved, Brad, that there are openings in this Salem secondary if the receivers can catch the ball. It looks like Isaac is on target tonight early. Twin receivers left and right. Colton Beck is to the right side of Johnston, who surveys the line of scrimmage, waits for the snap, has it, back, looking, gets it out in space to Beck, who has a little bit of room, and will be brought down for a gain of 6 up to the 35.
I think that's so important if we can find a way to get Colton out into space right here with his speed and let him do it. You know, the one thing is Salem is very well coached, so they do the containment and those types of things right, but you can take advantage of some weaknesses on them as well if we can get Colton out into space.
Twins left and right. Beck is to the right, the left of Johnston. He's going out again. Here's a throw to Morgan McCoy, complete at the 40, and he will be brought down at the 41, but it is a first down for Blacksburg.
It's good job there by Isaac, because the defense had bid up on Colton Beck that time. It was sort of the same play back to this side, and Isaac did a great job of reading it and knowing that the defensive coverage was on Colton and found Morgan.
Triplets this time to the near side. The single receiver to the far side is Morgan McCoy. Colton Beck goes to one side. Here's a pass complete to Tyquest Terry, but he is going to be brought down for a loss of 1. A nice tackle out there by Joseph Quinn for Salem.
Number 3. You know, again, that's
the number.
Typically the toughest kid on that team, and you know, he's only a sophomore, so we're going to see him for 2 more years.
So that will bring up 2nd and 10 now from the 40. And Salem, again, guilty of jumping offside. And Blacksburg will get 5 yards the easy way.
It's a good, easy way to get some of that yardage back. You know, we need to take advantage of all of those that we can get. Generally, Salem teams aren't penalized much because they are very smart, but we've taken advantage of a couple times here tonight.
2nd and 6. It is a long 6 for Blacksburg. Twin receivers left and right, the ball in the near side hash mark. Here is a run, a handoff to Colton Beck. Not much of a run, as Salem was all over it for a loss back to the 41.
Yeah, they were sort of, they sent the house that time. They were sending pressure, and Colton just didn't have anywhere to go.
So it will be 3rd and 11 from the 41, nearing the 2-minute mark in the first quarter. Salem leading Blacksburg early, 14-7. Triplets to the right, single receiver to the near side. Isaac Johnston looking over the offensive line, has the snap, back, blitz coming, and the pass is batted down out there by Alex Ramsey.
Good defensive play. I mean, that was a good vertical jump there by Alex. Just sort of got up and knocked it down. Had he not knocked it down, I believe we would have had some room over there on that right side.
There was some green space over there had that pass been completed, but just a very athletic play by one of the more athletic players on their team. And so we will see for the first time tonight Josh Van Gelder back in punting formation. He's standing at his 30, and it is Deontay, check that, it is Joseph Quinn back to receive the punt. Clean snap, good punt. A driving punt, caught on the run, and a nice tackle out there by Blacksburg.
Yeah, number 51, Jacob Keith coming down, great open field tackle, and sort of upended number 3, Joseph Quinn there.
So good field position for Salem. That's something you don't want to give this football team, but they will start at the 35-yard line. The ball spotted right in the middle of the field, the nose of the football right on the 35.
I think this is a very important defensive series for this Bruin team. We've got to find a way to stop Salem right here and make them punt. We're playing good defense. They've just hit us on a couple big plays here.
It is Claiborne and D'Angelo Ramsey in the backfield. The handoff goes up the middle, and a nice tackle is made by Jacob Keith after a short gain of about,
38,
call it
Ramsey
3.
Gets the ball up the middle for the Spartans, 51.
Yeah,
Jacob
that's
Keith on the stop
it
for
didn't
Bruins.
look like they were going to gain that much, but
Gain of
they
about
picked
5
up 6
yards
yards
on
on
the
that
play.
carry.
Second down and 5 for Salem.
They got a nice spot on that one, it looked
They
like.
did.
This time, Salem puts twin receivers on each side of the field. That is an unusual formation for them. And the snap is back. The quarterback fires to the near side, a missed tackle, but over there to clean it up
Ramsey's
for
pass through the
Blacksburg
number
is
4,
Josh Van Gelder,
Tucker.
but not after a
Tackle.
first down is picked up
Number
by
33,
Salem.
Mark Jones.
Yeah, that'll move it should move the chains for him here.
It'll be first
It'll
and
take
10
the
from
Spartans to
the
their own
47-yard line. The
line.
nose of the ball
First
just
and 10.
shy of the near side hash mark. And you're right, Brad. Blacksburg cannot get down 2 scores and give this team some wind, because you put wind behind their sails and off they go. Again, they put twin receivers left and right. This time they hand it off to Ramsey, and Blacksburg's defense rises to the challenge. It will be a gain of just a yard. Second and 9.
Good job there by the Blacksburg defense. Henry Davey coming in, and those defensive linemen. It's a good stop, and I think that sort of the game plan is Blacksburg does not want to allow Alex Ramsey to beat them, and so far we've done a good job of controlling him.
They this time put 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. The quarterback is rolling, has room to run, and he takes off, and he is going to be tackled at about the 40-yard line for a first down. It looked like the penalty flag came in at the end of the run.
This was a little bit about what I was talking about his mobility.
He showed some good wheels on that.
Yeah, he's quick, and if he gets around the corner, it gives defenses a little bit of a nightmare. And he was able to pick up enough yardage there for the first down, and possibly going to tack a few more on here. I don't know if the call is a face mask or what. We're getting ready to get to work.
And that is exactly what it is. So it will be 15 more, and Blacksburg is going the wrong way in a hurry.
Yeah, that's we definitely don't want to do that, but it's just one of those things. They were just trying to make the tackle there, and obviously got up a little bit high there on the headgear.
I'm impressed early, Brad, with the athleticism of Noah Beckley. This young man has got some athleticism, and that will be the end of the first quarter with the score Salem 14, Blacksburg 7. Let's take this time out. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. Blacksburg trailing Salem 14-7, and Brad, I think Thad Wells and the defensive staff thought they're just going to line up in I formation and run it right at us. We've seen 3 receiver sets, twin receivers on both sides. They're like emulating the Blacksburg air raid offense.
Well, they are, and a lot of times, the Salem team's going to take what you can give them, and obviously, number 10 has shown his stuff at quarterback here for them, Noah Beckley.
They line up again in the power I. They give it to Ramsey. He's got room to run, and he's going to go all the way into the end zone from 25 yards out. And Salem will take a 20-7 lead.
Yeah, that one looked like it was a little bit of a trap there, I believe, the way he cut back. And a lot of times you'll see the blocking scheme sort of change for Salem as the games go along. And they communicate well generally, and that might be possibly what happened over there at the end of the quarter.
It looked like it was number 57, Peyton Whitlow, on the trap. And some of the tape that I watched, Brad, that's what he does. He is a good trap blocker. Here is the extra point attempt. It is up, and it is good. And with 11:54 remaining in the second quarter, Salem extends its lead to 21-7. Let's take this brief timeout. You're listening to Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
Notice how he always wants to move it in front of me. There's 2 reasons. One, that's the way we've taught it. 2, I have treats in my pocket.
Rosie Higdon, and I own Heidi Ho Dog Training. I've been teaching since 1985. And my sole job is to teach people how to train their dogs to behave the way they want them to. Greeting people at the door, walking on a leash, staying when they say stay.
So in the house, in the kitchen, or in the living room,
All I do is I show them what they need to do, I help them, and then they have to do the training. So depending on how much work and time they put in will depend on how improved their dog is.
Good dog. Down. Okay.
Lazy. Lazy. Go play.
That's okay. Just don't stand for this. Okay. Now get your leashes. You don't have to you don't have to and I said, ouch. I didn't try to do it before. She wanted to shake hands. She's already in the time. And then I just spent a lot of time and just started to get booked. And paper is easy. That was very good stuff.
Remaining in the second quarter, and Salem has scored on all 3 of their offensive possessions in the game. They lead Blacksburg 21-7.
Well, Mark, still a lot of football left. We're just now beginning the second quarter. We made a great drive. That first drive moved right on down the field, and we were starting to move down the field on the second drive. Again, just like at Hidden Valley, there's no reason to panic here. Just got to regroup and refocus.
Blacksburg got off to a slow start last week and then turned up the dial. Let's see if they can do it again here. It might be nice to see a little bit of Tyquest time, but they're going to kick it away from him, and that kick looks like it's going to roll out of bounds, and Blacksburg will have good field position to start this drive.
Yeah, that's exactly what we wanted. Be able to find field position any way that we can get it. And again, right now, what we need to be able to do is move the chains, move it down the field.
And if Salem is going to bring the pressure, Brad, that hot read is going to be something that Blacksburg is going to have to utilize, getting the ball to Colton Beck in space and let him operate and use his speed.
Well, I think you're exactly right, and just being able to sense where the pressure is coming from, because they're going to mix it up, I think, on Isaac. And one way it might come from the right side, the next time it might come from the left.
Twins left and right, and now Colton Beck goes out to make it 3 on the far side, 2 on the near side. Johnston alone in the backfield, a low snap, but he's got it. He's under pressure. The throw is intended for Morgan McCoy, incomplete.
Yeah, we've got to get that snap back there a little bit better, a little bit higher, because it throws the timing off just a little bit every time that Isaac's got to reach down for that.
It is sophomore Matt Elliott, who for the third week is the starting center. There is a change at right guard. Micah Perkins, the normal starter there, broke his right hand this week, and they have put in Brandon Ackerman, who started the year at center, along with Ryan Anderson. They are platooning at that position. Here is a throw to Colton Beck out in the left flat, and Beck can't handle it, and that will bring up 3rd and 10.
Well, and you know, Matt has done a good job the past 3 weeks since he stepped in. It's not an easy position to go in and play. It's a very crucial position in this type of an offense, and he's done a good job so far.
3 receivers to the near side, 1 receiver to the far side. Blacksburg moving left to right from our vantage point. 3rd and 10 from the 35. Johnston back, looking, throws, and that pass is intercepted by Tyler Close, the middle linebacker. And Salem is going to have great field position. That is not what the doctor ordered for Blacksburg.
No, Tyler Close did a good job of sort of jumping the route there. It was just going to be a simple slant route to Morgan McCoy. They had the defensive set, and he sort of jumped the route and was right there where the ball was thrown.
It would be a good time here for Blacksburg to return the favor and get a turnover of their own. You do not want to go down 3 scores against a team like this one.
No, I think it's really important for the defense here to bow our backs and get tough here and try to find a way to make a stop here or pick up a turnover.
Power I. And here is the quarterback, Noah Beckley, rolling, throwing, going deep, and overthrowing his intended target. That was number 4, Deontay Tucker. Already has 1 touchdown catch in this game. He had broken free, but the pass was overthrown.
Yeah, he was open. I mean, he had gotten down there, and he was open, just a little bit overthrown there. And I'm sure that Coach Magenbauer is thinking at this point, this is the time to sort of go for it. You know, we're up 2 scores. Let's tack another one on real quick, and that's what makes Salem so successful in their program. They're willing to do things like that, and sometimes they're successful at doing that. But fortunately for us, that time they weren't.
2 receivers to the far side. Power I formation. Here is the handoff, and Blacksburg stuffs the run at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
It's a great job there. It was like a little bit of a crisscross trap there. It looked like the fake to the fullback, and then it came back to the tailback, and good defensive play there. Number 33 for Blacksburg, Mark Jones, in on the stop.
So that'll bring up 3rd and 10, and this would be a great time for the Bruins to hold and to force a Salem punt. Salem leading 21-7 already in the game. A big play early here for the Blacksburg defense. Snap is back. Beckley is rolling. He may take off and run now. He's got some real estate, and he's going to be brought down short of the first down marker at about the 34-yard line.
Great open field tackle there by number 7, Josh Van Gilder. I thought that number 10, Noah Beckley, was going to reach the first down marker, but Josh Van Gilder did a great job coming up from that safety position, like he'd been shot out of a cannon, and stopped him and held him short. Brings up a 4th down here.
An even bigger play now from Blacksburg. 4th and 3, and it is Ramsey and Claiborne lining up in the power I behind Beckley. And it is a fake. It's a throw, and it's incomplete. Alex Ramsey could not handle the low throw from Beckley, and Blacksburg takes over.
That's a big stop right there for this Bruin defense. That's exactly what they needed to get the momentum shifted back here. Good job there of sticking together as a team. Again, I go back to the open field tackle by Josh Van Gilder on the quarterback there on 3rd down. That was a huge play.
A terrific sophomore. He has been very active defensively all year long. He is going to be a great one by the time it is over here at Blacksburg for him. 3 receivers in the boundary. Single receiver to the near side is Colton Beck. To the right of Isaac Johnston. Again, another low snap. Johnston under pressure, but gets the pass away. And Robert Coffey lost track of the ball, got turned around, and it's overthrown.
Yeah, they had sort of came over and had double coverage on on Robert there. He never could find the ball. He had sort of got himself turned around, and the ball was actually thrown pretty well. Just Robert couldn't find it.
He was open. Had he been able to turn around, he might have been able to haul it in. Triplets to the near side this time. Single receiver to the far side. Johnston will now look to the sideline to get the play call from Thad Wells, who is calling the plays himself tonight. We've seen Coach Lucas doing that along with Coach Deemer for the last several games. Coach Wells back in action calling the plays. Snap is back, it's clean. A throw to Tyquest Terry, and he could not handle it off his fingertips, and that'll bring up 3rd and 10.
Number 44, Tyquest Terry. Ball's incomplete.
Just couldn't quite reel that one in. The pressure was coming. Number 19, Vincent Pinello, was coming hard at Tyquest Terry there.
For the Bruins.
So big play for the Blacksburg offense here. They got a big play from the defense. Let's see if the offense can convert on 3rd and 10. Twins left and right. Colton Beck is to the left. Check that, to the right of Johnston, who now looks at the play on his wristband. He's got it. Snap is back. Johnston fakes to one side, comes back. This is Morgan McCoy doing what he does so well, and he will be up close to the first down marker, but it looks like a yard or two short.
Yeah, looks like he's going to be just a little bit short there. It's going to bring up fourth down, so it'll be decision time here for Coach Wells.
4th and 1. And it looks like the Blacksburg offense is going to stay out there.
Yeah, there's no decision there. He knew exactly what he was doing. 4th and 2.
I will say this about Thad Wells, Brad. He is very decisive. There was no hesitation going for 2 down at Abington. There was no hesitation going for it here.
Well, when you have passion about what you do, and you believe in what you do, and you believe in your team, then there's no reason for second guessing.
And now Blacksburg's going to take a timeout and think this one through completely. 9:21 remaining in the second quarter, and we will keep it here for this particular timeout.
Be interesting to see here what the Bruin team decides to do after calling the timeout. I think we'll go back out there and we'll still go for it here.
Well, Brad, let me take you back in time just a little bit.
Okay.
1991, a certain Blacksburg senior defensive back intercepts a pass against Salem that momentarily, at least, gives Blacksburg some momentum in what would turn out to be a hard-fought 33-16 Salem win. Who was that guy?
I'm not real sure, Mark. I can't remember.
I believe it's the man sitting right to my left.
Those were the good days. That was a great team that I was fortunate enough to play on, and we played a great Salem team. Marcus Parker, Trey Wilson, Brad Bradley, a lot of great football players on the field that day. I was just privileged to be out there with them.
4th and 2 for Blacksburg. Here is the pass. It is out into the flat, and it's overthrown to Colton Beck, who was wide open and would have been able to pick up the first down.
Well, that's a tough one there, not being able to turn that one into a first down for us. Going to ask the defense to come back and try to do a good job here of holding them once again, and we did it one time, so we're going to work and try to do it the second time.
If nothing else, just going for it on 4th down like that, Thad Wells is sending a signal to the other sideline that we're going to take our shots.
That's right.
We're not going to just roll over.
Well, and I think that shows confidence in your team. That's what you got to have.
So here is Salem, this time in the power I. They give it to Claiborne, and the pile will go forward for a gain of about 3, maybe 4, down to just inside the 40.
Yeah, they've got those mules moving up there. That front offensive line for Salem, they're firing out low and just driving and opening up some lanes there for the running backs.
We've seen some variations in their offense. They've gone 3 wide. They've gone with twins left and right, but this is their bread and butter formation. This is the power I that they run so well. Twin receivers to the near side. One of them now goes to the far side. The pitch is back, and having room to run around the right corner and down the sideline goes Salem for the touchdown. Speed on the edge, and it looked like it was Dante Claiborne that ran it in from 39 out, and Salem ups the lead to 27-7.
Well, and, you know, Salem, again, as we said early on in pregame, they're not going to do anything fancy, really. You know, we've seen a little bit more passing out of them than normal, but when Coach Magenbauer has a passing quarterback and the athletes, he will throw some, but mostly we've seen just basically off tackle, running off tackle, and then the occasional sweep.
Here's the extra point. It is very high, and it is good. That makes it 28-7. Blacksburg trailing by 3 touchdowns with 8:31 remaining in the second quarter. Let's take this brief timeout. You're listening to Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. A 39-yard Dante Claiborne touchdown run ups Salem's lead to 28-7. Here is the kickoff. Morgan McCoy has it, bobbles it briefly, then has a little bit of room, jukes his way up to about the 26-yard line where Blacksburg will take over. And Blacksburg needs to get something going here on offense, Brad, to stem this tidal wave of Salem Spartan offense that has overcome them so far.
Well, you know, it's really just been a couple big plays. You know, they threw the long pass for a touchdown, then that sweep there was, you know, a long play. We just, again, we've got to be able to find a way to move the chains.
8:23 remaining before halftime. Twin receivers left and right. Colton Beck to the right of Isaac Johnston, who has the snap, looking under trouble. Under pressure, I should say, in trouble, and he tries to hit Colton Beck out in the flat, and it's incomplete. And they are just dialing up the pressure right now, Brad, on Isaac Johnston.
Yeah, they're sending the pressure from every angle, and you know, I had a feeling that that's what was going to be coming tonight is the extra pressure. After watching the JV game last night, that's what their goal was, is just to send the pressure.
And that hot read is going to be very important tonight. If Blacksburg is going to be able to counter that pressure. Here's a clean snap to Johnston. Back throws, complete over on the far sideline. And the helmet comes off of Morgan McCoy. It goes across the Salem sideline. He'll have to come out for a play.
Yeah, he will. That's the second time his helmet's come off tonight. That's a little bit scary. You know, you want to keep those helmets on. That's what protects that head up there.
It will be Noah Ramsey that will come in for one play.
Tackle on the play made by number
5'9",
2,
151-pound sophomore
Gains about 3.5 on the
will
play.
deploy
It'll be 3rd
on the
and
left
10
side,
for the Bruins.
where 2 receivers set up shop, 2 on the near side. Snap back, clean. Johnson has some time, going deep this time, and overthrows Robert Coffey. That's the play that
Pass intended
on the previous
number
drive,
89,
Coffey got
Coffey
turned
falls
around, and Isaac
incomplete.
just put a little too much air under it.
Yep,
Incompletion
brings up
down.
4th down here for this
And 7
Blacksburg
yards to
team.
go for Blacksburg.
You know, Josh has done a good job here the past couple weeks in his punts. You know, I think that's important here. We need to keep Salem as far away from the end zone as we possibly can so we can try to flip the field position here.
And this is where it's important, Brad, for the coaches not to let Blacksburg get demoralized. They've taken some gut punches here, but this air raid offense, we've seen it be able to strike quickly. If Blacksburg can get some momentum going, they can possibly get back in this. Here is a nice punt by Josh Van Gelder. It's going to be fair caught at the 32-yard line by Joseph Quinn. And that is where Salem will take over with 7:57 remaining before halftime.
Well, I think it's important, you know, we saw last week this team's not going to roll over. They're not going to quit. You know, I think it is important here for us to try to keep this Salem offense out of the end zone this drive, somehow to stop them here and make them punt to us or possibly get a turnover, because as you said, we can score pretty quickly when we want to, and if we could somehow hold them here and find a way to find the end zone ourselves before half, you know, we're still back in business.
It is D'Angelo Ramsey and Dante Claiborne in the backfield. The handoff comes to Dante Claiborne, I should say, and he's going to be stopped for no gain. So a good start defensively for Blacksburg, Brad, on this particular drive.
Yeah, it's a good job there of bottling him up and of not letting him get through the line there.
Along with multiple Bruin defenders.
We just got to keep doing that here for the next couple downs.
And this is the location on the field where they often will run up the middle, and then spring one over on the non-boundary, the field side. Let's see if they do it here. I formation, the give is to the deep back, and Blacksburg does a nice job. No gain there, maybe a loss of one.
Once again, on the carry.
A wave of blue jerseys bring down.
Yep, that's 2 of your seniors right there. Henry Davey, number 42, and 51, Jacob Keith.
It'll be 3rd and 10.
So 3rd and 10, closer to 3rd and 11 from where the ball is spotted for Blacksburg, and it would be nice for the Bruins to get a stop here and to get the football back.
It's going to spread the defense out here. You've got two defensive backs over onto this side.
And Beckley in the shotgun. He actually moved early. The quarterback may be guilty of illegal motion. The play is called dead.
I think it's going to be a timeout on Blacksburg because our defense was not set. And this side of receivers over here on the Blacksburg sideline was free and open, and we had no defensive coverage over here on them.
So Blacksburg takes a timeout. That is their second timeout of the first half. And Blacksburg is going to have to do something here, Brad, to stop the Salem Express, get the football back, and do something with it.
Well, you know, it's 3rd and 10 right now, and if we can find a way to stop them here. I don't think that they would go for it on 4th down here at the certain field position that they have. You know, if we're able to get the ball back, you know, like I said earlier, if we can find a way to stop them here and ourselves find a way to get into the end zone, it cuts that lead in half. And, you know, you go into halftime down 2 scores, but you get the ball back at the beginning of the 3rd quarter. So, you know, it's a new ball game.
Exactly. Very nice crowd here this evening has turned out to watch Blacksburg and Salem. So here we go, 3rd and 10 from the 33. Twin receivers to the far side and twins to the near side. Ramsey is back, again appeared to leave early. It is a screen pass, and with all sorts of room to run, although a penalty flag is down, is Alex Ramsey. Let's see what this flag is about. It's going to be a hold on Salem.
That's a fortunate break for this Bruin defense because the Salem offense had set up the screen perfectly, and they had picked up the 1st down there, but definitely a benefit for this Bruin team to pick up that penalty against Salem.
They really did set that up well. Blacksburg bought into it, hook, line, and sinker. And Salem executed that so well. This is such a disciplined football team, Brad. Very well coached. They play within their scheme very effectively. They just execute so well.
They do. I mean, that's how you build a program. But you know what? We've got a well-coached team as well, and we are starting to build a program here. And
Following the penalty,
so I'm sure it's mutual respect from both parties.
So 3rd and 23, and you've got to hope that Blacksburg can hold on this one. They're trying to put pressure on Beckley, the quarterback. He's going long, going deep, and down there, hit Jake Verneal for the interception at the 35.
Good coverage there by Jake. That's the ball was a little bit underthrown there by number 10, Noah Beckley. He was going for his favorite target, number 4, Deontay Tucker, but the ball just sort of held up in the air just a little bit long.
And Blacksburg gets a very much needed turnover and gets the football back. They will spot it at the 36. A very nice play by Jake Verneal.
Most importantly, they got some momentum right there. I think Coach Wells is going to try to go deep right here and see what he can do.
And we have seen Robert Coffey open a couple of times. Twin receivers left and right. Again, a low snap. Isaac Johnson under pressure, and he's going to be sacked.
Yeah, and that, unfortunately on that particular play, the ball was down at his feet, and I mean you're asking a lot of your quarterback right there when the snap's down there to be able for the timing and all those types of things. He's getting pressure from every angle. So that's a tough break right here for the Bruins.
And it's a loss of 9, bringing up 2nd and 19 from the 28. Twins left and right. Beck, and again another low snap. Here's a throw to Terry. He's got it, but he's going to be brought down after just a short gain. And those snaps, Brad, have got to get up.
Yeah, we're struggling there. Sort of throwing the time off. I really believe that first play we were going deep. I saw Isaac looking, but he just didn't have time. And every split second is important in this offense.
Every 10th of a second when you run this kind of an offense is so precious. Twin receivers left and right. Beck is to the right of Johnston, who has a little bit of time this time, goes over to the middle of the field and complete to Morgan McCoy, who is very close to the first down. It looks like he will have it, and he does.
Well, and you see what happens right there. That snap was absolutely perfect. The timing was there. Isaac looked down the field and hit Morgan right in stride, and we're able to move the chains there. So that was, a great job there.
The last 6 quarters have been just dynamite from Morgan McCoy. Twin receivers left and right. Here's a run by Colton Beck that is stopped for a short loss.
Yeah, just nowhere to go there. Looks like Kenneth McCauley coming in for that Salem defense, hard and fast and making the tackle there on Colton Beck.
So he will be credited with a 2-yard loss, bringing up 2nd and 12, 4:15 remaining on a running clock before halftime here at Bill Brown Stadium. Blacksburg and Salem. Game number 3 in the River Ridge District for the Bruins. Twins left and right. Another low snap. Isaac bobbles it, drops it. He's going to be snowed under at about the 40. And again, the snap is the problem.
Yeah, we're struggling right there right now, and I'm sure that whenever they come over to the sideline, they're gonna be working on that snap.
So it will be 3rd down now and long for Blacksburg. After getting the big turnover, Blacksburg surely wanted to capitalize. And they did get the one completion to McCoy on this drive, but that seemed like it was ages ago. Blacksburg going the wrong direction, 3rd and 18.
Yep, 3rd and 18 here. We got trips over here to the right, though.
And here's Johnston. He's got some time this time, airing it out, going deep, and he's got his receiver down at about the 27.
That was a Trey Sheeler. Good job there by Trey Sheeler. He found the ball, and he didn't give it away until the last second, and then came back to the ball. The defensive back was still running through it. That was a great play there by Trey, and Isaac just throwing to the back shoulder.
Senior savvy by Trey Sheeler on that particular play, and so Blacksburg in business now at the 27-yard line, 1st and 10. The ball on the far side hash mark, 3 receivers in the boundary. And it looks like Robert Coffey is on the near side. Here's a snap that Isaac Johnston bobbles, and he's going to be brought down at the 41-yard line. Another mistake on the center quarterback exchange. That one looked like it may have been on Isaac, just bobbling it.
Yeah, it was sort of catchable right there. Just basically just got to get a little bit more consistency in the location.
It'll be second down.
You can see whenever they are right, the timing and everything works with the offense. So that's a tough position. I said it earlier. It's a real tough position, but Matthew's going to do a good job here. He's going to get it right.
A loss of 13, and there is a good clean snap. Johnston is flushed out of the pocket, rolling to the near side, running. Now he's going to go downfield, and not sure who he was intending it for. Maybe just throwing it away.
Yeah, I think that was his goal. He was just trying to get rid of it. Tack West Terry was down there in the vicinity, but he was a pretty good little ways away.
Against most teams, at least, this would be 2-down territory for Blacksburg. 3rd and 23 from the 40.
Yeah, we've had 2 good long 3rd down conversions already on this drive.
Sheeler and McCoy to the far side. Terry and Coffey to the near side. Snap back. Johnston rushed, and he's flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to be sacked and brought down for a loss. And it's going to be 4th and a long distance for Blacksburg.
Yeah, it looks like that's going to bring the punt team out. That was D'Angelo Ramsey coming in from that back side, and he had sort of made Isaac step up in the pocket, and then number 42, Shaquille Howell, came in and made the sack there.
So we will see Josh Van Gelder again back in punting formation for Blacksburg. 1:50 remaining before halftime. Looks like Blacksburg needs to get 11 men on the field. Colton Beck comes in. Clean snap back. Van Gelder with the rugby-style punt. It is a good one. It's going to go out of bounds, it looks like, down at the 1. It was down inside the 1 by Blacksburg. A nice special teams play.
Great punt there by Josh Van Gelder. Good job of Jake Vernier hustling down and stopping and downing the ball at the 1-yard line.
The ball looked like it was going to go out of bounds, and then it took a bounce back inbounds, and luckily for Blacksburg, Jake Vernier right on the spot to down it. And let's see if Blacksburg maybe here can get 2 points. As Salem starts 99 yards from the opposing goal line.
Got to be careful here not to give up the big play.
And it is a run up the middle, and if anything, maybe Salem lost a couple inches on that play.
Yeah, that was not a lot of room right there.
And you got to think with a 28-7 lead here, Salem may not get too fancy. They may just want to try to get out of this position, run off the clock, and take a 28-7 lead into the locker room. 2nd and 10. And here is the quarterback, Beckley. He was rolling out. He was trying to hit Riley Fox out in the flat, and it's overthrown, so it's 3rd and 10.
This is what I like to see right here. You know, that last drive we were struggling with the snap right here. And here you have Matthew Elliott, the snapper, and you got Isaac Johnson over here. They're working. They're determined. They're going to get this right. They're not hanging their heads. They're not pouting. They're finding a way to get it right. And that's how you can become successful.
That's just how this Blacksburg Bruins football team operates under Thad Wells. They operated similarly under Dave Chris, to be sure, but also under Thad Wells. So 3rd and 10. Here is a long pass play. And it's broken up nicely over there. No flag on the play. Couldn't see who broke it up. Jordan Shockley, it looks like over there, Brad. Broke that one up.
Good defensive coverage right there.
So 48 seconds remaining. Salem will be punting in the shadow of the goalposts. And there's certainly enough time for this air raid offense to get some points on the board, Brad.
It is, and you know, they've got to get the snap off here. I'm sure that the punter's heels will be on the end line, and they are. Just never know what can happen in this type of situation.
Blacksburg has to be careful here not to rough the punter. Snap is back, it's clean. The kick is up. It's a high short kick, and Morgan McCoy will call for the fair catch at about the 34-yard line. So good field position for Blacksburg. 45 seconds left. Plenty of time for Blacksburg to do something before halftime.
Good field position. Good field position here. 45 seconds is an eternity in this type of an offense. Last week we scored with 9 seconds, so it can happen.
And let's see whether that work that's put in on the sideline to try to get the snaps teamed up is successful or not. 3 receivers will be to the far side. Robert Coffey to the near side, and lining up in the slot position is Morgan McCoy. Here's the snap back, good, clean, right where it needed to be. With time to throw is Isaac Johnston, complete to Robert Coffey, down to about the 24. And that will be very close to a first down, if not the first down.
Looks like they are moving the chains, so the clock stops momentarily until they get the chains set.
38 seconds remaining. Blacksburg 1st and 10 from the 29, and boy, what a touchdown would do here for Blacksburg. And Isaac Johnston will quickly throw the ball into the ground to stop the clock with 34 seconds remaining.
It's a smart play there. You know, you have to go underneath the center to be able to stop the clock to potentially ground it there. You know, normally we're in the shotgun formation, so good job there of being focused and knowing what you have to do.
Blacksburg does have 1 timeout remaining, and they want to reserve that. Twin receivers left and right. Colton back to the right of Johnston. Here's the snap. Again, another good one. Blitz is on. Here's the pass to Morgan McCoy, incomplete, and Isaac Johnston was seeing a wave of white jerseys. He just tried to get rid of the ball in the vicinity of the receiver.
Yeah, they were bringing more people than we had to block that time.
So it brings up 3rd and 10. And this is certainly 2-down territory for Blacksburg. It's too far for Trey Sheeler more than likely to try a field goal. It would be 42 yards from the current line of scrimmage. Twins left and right, a low snap. Here's a pass complete to Tyquest Terry. He has room, and for some reason, instead of going where his blockers were, he went to his left, tried to cut back, and he will lose a yard.
So it looks like it's going to bring up a, is it 3rd down or 4th down?
This, I believe, is 4th down,
right?
Brad.
Yeah, brings up 4th. Yeah, they haven't changed the box over there, but there they go. They're changing it now. So 4th down.
24 seconds remaining.
In the first half.
And it will be critical here for the Blacksburg offensive line to give Isaac Johnston time to try to locate a receiver and pick up a first down. That is the last timeout. So if Blacksburg were to complete a pass, they would have to count on a little bit of time being stopped for the chains to move, but then they may have to throw it into the dirt again.
I believe they're going to kick a field goal here. I think they're going to attempt a field goal. Trey Sheeler, Justin Snyder, the holders going out. So I believe that they are going to try a field goal right here.
It looks like it's going to be spotted at about the 33, so a 43-yard field goal out of the hold of Justin Snyder.
I've seen him make these field goals before.
This would be about the extent of his range. Let's see if he can get it through. It would be big for Blacksburg to get points on the board. Snap back clean, the hold clean, kick is up, and it is great. A 43-yard field goal by Trey Sheeler gives Blacksburg 3 points. It is 28-10 with 24 seconds to go. A nice snap, a nice hold, a nice kick.
That kick would have been good for 50. I mean, that was a good, strong kick. I mean, it hit the field house.
That's more range than I have seen in practice out of Trey Sheeler. Obviously, Coach Gresham has a lot of confidence in Sheeler to go out there and try it from 43 yards out.
Well, that's you have to have confidence in your players, and you know if you have that positive approach, positive things are going to happen, and you know it was good to be able to come down here and get some points on the board. Now, with that being said, there's 24 seconds to go. Actually, they just dropped it down to 17 seconds as I was talking, so I don't know what happened there with the clock, but anyhow, there's still time left on the clock, and Salem can score fast as well, so we have to be cautious here.
And I'm not so sure at this point right before halftime, Brad, you want to try the onside kick. I know that Thad Wells has a lot of confidence in his special teams, but at this point it may be best just to squib kick this one down the middle.
Yeah,
More likely Salem will just take a knee.
I don't think the onside kick does you any advantage in this particular case with 17 seconds to go. You want to kick it as deep as you can to keep them as far away from the end zone as possible at this point.
Chris Martin fakes the onside kick. Trey Sheeler with an end-over-end kick, caught at about the 15, and look out. Here is a nice return up to about the 42-yard line by Salem. 12 seconds remaining. That was Viante Tucker. He's already got a touchdown reception in this game, and so Salem will take over with 12 seconds left. And let's see if they gamble and try to get more points on the board, or if they play it safe, take a knee, and just take this lead into the locker room.
Oh, I think they're going to try to get more points on the board. I think you're going to see possibly number 10 roll out here and see if he can make something happen.
Viante Tucker is split to the near side, another receiver to the far side, and indeed they are going for it. Here is Beckley going deep down the Salem sideline, and he overthrows the intended target over there, Leandre Ferris, a 5'9", 143-pound senior wide receiver.
I tell you, this quarterback, Noah Beckley, he's a good-looking quarterback. He's got a strong arm, he's mobile, and he's got some athletes to throw to as well.
He's going to be a good one. We're going to see him another year.
So big down right here, 7 seconds to go in the second quarter.
7 seconds remaining, and Blacksburg, let's see if Salem now goes for it again. They're going to this time go out in the flat to Tucker, and a nice open field tackle out there by Jake McNeil, and that will bring the first half to a close. After the first 24 minutes, Blacksburg trails Salem 28-10. Let's take this time out. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
The most important part about passenger rail in the New River Valley is to help move people in and out of this region. They have people who are very willing to ride, not just passenger rail, but public transit. As we see here behind me today, there are lots of people that are willing to use this mode of transportation. You see a newer generation of people who do not want to rely on a car, and they want this option for passenger rail.
We need it for college students. We need it for people who commute regularly into Northern Virginia, into DC. We need it for visitors who are coming down to visit us.
It opens up another venue of travel. It is a safe mode of transportation. It is certainly more relaxing than trying to get in the car and drive everywhere. I think that once it happens, and it will happen, I think that we'll see the ridership to be quite popular.
We have found that people want to use public transportation here. And that's not only just in Blacksburg, but it's expanded throughout the New River Valley. And it's taken cars off the road. It has reduced our infrastructure costs, and I think has made the area a lot safer.
What we know about trains is that it does allow to move people more efficiently, more effectively. It takes congestion off the interstates and allows for that, and I think that's a real attribute as to why transit into this area, and rail in particular, is an important component.
A passenger rail service would really help the 81 corridor in terms of taking vehicles off of the interstate, particularly at peak times. When you're on that interstate system, when the students let out at both universities, it's a dangerous situation.
I think I-81 is going to increase in complexity. Using I-81 as shooting the hypotenuse of a right triangle is going to provide even more truck traffic in the future. I think it's going to be more laborious to drive 81.
One of the things that I'm hearing from RU and Virginia Tech student affairs and recruitment offices is an increasing concern of parents about getting their kids home safely. I know as a teacher at RU, when spring break or Thanksgiving break or exams or whatever, 81 becomes a parking lot. So congestion and safety are two huge reasons why I hope to see Amtrak get into the New River Valley. We know that to sustain communities, to attract the millennials, that you're going to have to provide attributes that are made available from the trains.
Well, the 2020 date is a goal, and the committee realizes that there's a lot of steps that need to occur to make that a reality, and everybody needs a goal to strive for.
The infrastructure exists to bring the train into the New River Valley. It does need to be upgraded. We need to work with the system to do that. It has the turnaround there outside of Radford, so it can be done, and it can be done efficiently.
It is a team effort. We have Radford and Blacksburg, Montgomery County, Pulaski, areas that are all working together on this. I think they all see the need, they all see the desirability of having to restore train services, passenger rail services back to this area.
You know, what I think is so exciting about Rail 2020 to the New River Valley is you have all the different localities working together. It's not just a Radford or Christiansburg or a Blacksburg thing. It's all of us. It's the counties, it's the towns, it's the city. So because of that, we'll get it done by 2020 because we're working together to make it happen.
Well, we are about ready to get the second half underway. Salem will be kicking off to Blacksburg, and it will be Morgan McCoy and the electrifying freshman Tyquest Terry back deep. And it would be a good time right now to dial up Tyquest time here in Blacksburg. A return right now would do wonders to get this crowd juiced. And you can see they're in an I formation for the kickoff. Now they split. Here's the kick back, and Terry will pick it up at about the goal line. He cuts to his left, has a little bit of room, continuing to go around the left sideline, and given where he picked that up and the type of kick that it was, that's not a bad return at all.
Especially on the wet track, and as you see, coaching adjustment there by Blacksburg, stacking both McCoy and Terry and waiting till the kick was done before they sort of split. They had been kicking away from Tyquest. You know, be honest with you, either one of them I wouldn't want to kick to, Morgan or Tyquest, but Tyquest picks up the ball that time and brings it back almost to the 20.
So Blacksburg will start there. Twin receivers left and right. Colton Beck to the left of Isaac Johnston, who now goes in motion. And the throw is over the head of Beck. And it's going to bring up second down. That's the second time we've seen that play, Brad, where Isaac's just put a little bit too much air under it.
Just a little bit right over top of Colton's shoulders there, not able to pull it in.
So 2nd and 10 just underway in the second half here at Bill Brown Stadium. Salem leading 28-10. Blacksburg getting a field goal right before halftime. 3 receivers to the near side. Johnston looking, throwing, and it's going to be caught there by Trey Sheeler for a short gain, bringing up 3rd and maybe about 4.
Yeah, it's a good job there by Trey coming across the middle there and reeling it in.
Give it credit for 7 on the reception, bringing up 3rd and 3. Twins left and right. Beck to the right of Johnston. Snap back. It's good. It's clean. And here's Johnston going for Tyquest Terry, and it depends on the spot whether he has the first down. It looks like he does.
Just shy of the 30-yard line.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to move the chains.
So Blacksburg picks up a first down on their initial drive of the second half.
That's what we need, Mark. We need to be able to move the ball here.
You've said it many times, Brad. Move the chains. Move the chains. The ball on the near side hash mark. 3 receivers to the far side. Single receiver Coffey to the near side. Coffey is the intended target. He's got it at about the 35-yard line.
See, these short passes, I mean, it's very similar to a running offense, except you're just throwing the ball.
It's an extended handoff.
It really is. And if we're able to complete these passes, it just helps you move the ball right down the field.
Twins left and right. Beck to the right of Johnston. Surveys the field. Snap is back, very clean, and here's another running attempt to Colton Beck. The ball comes loose, but the officials are going to say he was down. They have snuffed that play out every time Blacksburg has tried to run it, Brad.
They really have. It's a good thing that they had blown the whistle when they did and marked him down. That was really, really close there to being a fumble.
So it's 3rd down, and the scoreboard says 8 for Blacksburg. Twins left and right again. It's McCoy and Sheeler to the far side, Terry and Coffey to the near side. Another clean snap back. Johnson has some time throwing, and it's broken up nicely along the Bruins sideline by Daniel Ponton, and Blacksburg will be forced to punt.
It's a good defensive play there by number 41. Sort of broke on the ball right at the last second and got his hand in.
So Blacksburg, unfortunately, cannot get any points out of their first drive of the 3rd quarter, and we will see Josh Van Gelder again back in punting formation. He will stand at about the 20-yard line.
Number 3, Joseph Quinn, back to return the punt.
And it is number 3, Joseph Quinn, back deep for Salem. Snap is clean, and Gelder's punt is away. It's a good one, a bit of an end-over-end kick. It's going to be called for a fair catch by Quinn at the 31-yard line. So with 9:51 remaining in the 3rd quarter, let's take this brief timeout. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
Across the country, municipalities are realizing the economic advantages of luring creative professionals to their downtown. Blacksburg is no exception. In 2012, Town Council passed an ordinance creating an arts and cultural district in the residential neighborhood bordered by Turner, Progress, and Clay Streets. Creatively coined the Live, Work, Sell district, artists now have the option of living in the downtown and operating an arts-related business in the same space. For property owners, this means new options for rental tenants. For artists, it means a home base for the studio, gallery, or teaching space they've always wanted, paired with some great financial incentives, including waived permit and business license fees, and more. Whether you're an artist or a property owner, find out today how to take advantage of this great opportunity. Visit blacksburg.gov/liveworksell or call 961-1126. Blacksburg, a creative village.
Sweep to the right. Ball carrier number 28, Claiborne.
Salem sets up quickly on offense, and they pitch the ball back to Dante Claiborne, who will pick up about 5 yards, bringing up 2nd and 5 from the 36.
Mark, one thing I failed to mention, you talked earlier about such a good crowd here. It's Sandlot night, youth night here at Blacksburg. So great to see all the young football players out there playing and enjoying the game tonight.
Sure is. Those are future Bruins in action. And here's a toss sweep, and there is room to run on the left side. And here is number 28. He's breaking into the clear at the 20, tackled at about the 16-yard line.
We just weren't able to contain right there. He got around the corner, and there was no one there.
Mark Jones making the touchdown-saving tackle, but it is a long gain for Salem.
I would like to say thank you to all the youth coaches out there that take their time coaching the young football players of Blacksburg. I know that it's not always easy, and you spend a lot of time every day of the week out there, and so thank you, special thanks to all of those guys out there doing that.
Absolutely, a gain of 46 for Salem. They have it 1st and 10. They go again to Dante, and he's going to be brought down this time for a gain of about 2 or 3.
Yeah, we had him in the backfield at one point, but looked like it was just more of an arm tackle there, and he was able to gain a few extra yards until we were able to pull him down. Took a couple of us to pull him down.
It will be 2nd and 8 after a gain of 2. The ball is at the 16-yard line on the far side hash mark. 8 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Salem leading in the game, 28-10. And Blacksburg hopes to leave it right there. Let's see what they can do defensively here. Here's the quarterback rolling out, throwing out into the flat over the head of the intended receiver, and it will be 3rd down.
Good job there by number 2, Will Justice, coming in and getting his hands up, trying to get in the way of the quarterback's throw to Alex Ramsey.
Noah Beckley showing a lot of athleticism here, Brad. A lot of times Salem has at quarterback the type of quarterback where they just ask them to manage the game. This young man's got some talent throwing it, running it, good instincts. He pitches it back to Claiborne, who slips, stumbles, breaks a tackle, churning for the end zone, and he is into the end zone.
Runs along the right side.
Wow, he runs hard. That young man runs hard.
Touchdown, Salem.
He certainly does. And so it takes a little less than 2 minutes for Salem to go. They started at the 31, 69 yards, and it's 34-10 now. Salem leading Blacksburg.
Number 40,
Typical tailback for Salem, 5'6", 169 pounds.
And a lot of power in those legs. The extra point is up, and it is good. 7:57 remaining in the third quarter. Salem extends its lead to 35-10. You're listening to Blacksburg Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. Extends its lead to 35-10. 7:57 remaining in the third quarter. And right about now, Brad, Blacksburg needs to do something. Get some points on the board just to stop the momentum that Salem has right now.
Yeah, we're going to have to find a way to get down the field, just get some points on the board.
So here is the kickoff. It's a relatively short kickoff. They are clearly trying to keep it away from Tyquest Terry, and this one's going to roll out of bounds.
Well, that was a little close by this Bruin receiving team right there. That's a live ball right there.
That was. And it was number 5, Nick Wade, for Salem, that was running down the field at full speed, and he made a diving attempt to get the football before it went out of bounds. That could have been a disaster for Blacksburg.
He was really, really close right there. You got to be able to get yourself over there in position to be able to make that play if you have to on a kickoff like that. It's not like a punt. You don't down it. On a kickoff, it's a live ball, and whether you touch it or not.
Elizabeth Breeze Mitchell,
But Blacksburg avoids the disaster
Sarah Smith,
put 2 receivers
Jessica
on
Villanueva,
both sides of the line of scrimmage. Colton Beck started on the right side of Isaac, now moves to the left. Isaac throws it to Tyquest Terry, has blockers in front of him, and here he goes. 40, 50, 40, 35, and down at about the 36-yard line, I'm going to call it. No, it's going to be the 32-yard line. A nice game there for Blacksburg. That is exactly what the Bruins needed.
They've been trying to get that play going all night, so finally was able to do it and try to get Tyquest out into space. So good play right there to get us down into Salem territory.
3 receivers in the boundary, 1 on the far side. Isaac Johnson has time, looking, he's going deep, downfield, and it is broken up down there.
Deep
His
pass
intended target was Trey Sheeler near the left corner of the end zone, and it was broken up. Second and 10.
That was a good try. It was throwing off the back shoulder again, and Trey just could not quite pull it in that time. A little bit of contact down there as well on that particular play.
It was Joseph Quinn defending for Salem, and Blacksburg lines up in the exact same formation with 3 wideouts in the boundary. Trey Sheeler to the far side. Johnson waits a snap, good. He's flushed out of the pocket, going to try to run for it, pick up something.
Johnson met the backfield.
And on the blitz, Salem again causes negative yardage for Blacksburg.
Yeah, Isaac did not have a chance right there. Number 36, Alex Ramsey, was coming from this backside defensive end, and he was on a stunt the entire way, and you know, he's got unbelievable speed. I saw him run down Ty Quest here on that particular play from behind, and he just did not give Isaac a chance to do anything right there.
There are very few players that can match Ty Quest Terry's speed, but he may be one of them. Johnston again rushed. He avoids 1 tackle, but now he's going to be brought down at about the 42 or 43 yard line.
That particular time, there wasn't really a lot of blitzing there. That was just defensive line pressure that time.
It'll be about 4th and 20.
So it will be 4th and 20 for Blacksburg, and the offense stays on the field. The ball is about the 42-yard line. Coach Wells may be sensing, at this point, let's just go for it, see if we can maybe pick up a long first down, keep a drive alive.
At least try to get the field position down there.
Johnston has time, throws over the middle. He went high for Morgan McCoy, who couldn't quite reach it. And Salem is going to take over on downs. Good sportsmanship shown there by number 34, Tyler Close, to offer a hand to Morgan McCoy, but Salem takes over at the 42-yard line.
You know, at this point, it's 6 minutes and 19 seconds to go here in the third quarter. You know, this Bruin team, it's very important that they just dig down right here. Dig down and find a way not to quit and to fight until the end.
At this point, you start taking every play one play at a time, as if you don't do that the whole game, but at this point you certainly do. Here is the give into the middle of the line, and there is no room at all for Salem on that particular play. A nice job by number 35, Marquise Jones.
Yep. And that's what you want to see. You want to see your kids still getting out there, getting after it, and they did, and sort of brings up a yard loss there.
Well, there was never any quit under Blacksburg when Dave Chris was the head coach, and that has continued under Thad Wells. There is no quit in this Bruins team either. Even though they trail right now by 25, they are still firing on all cylinders on defense. Here is the quarterback, Noah Beckley, back. He's flushed out of the pocket, rolling to the near side, and it's going to be brought down for a loss of about a yard, bringing up 3rd and 12 for Salem.
There was, you know, Brad Shelton came in with the pressure right up the middle and flushed the quarterback out to the side. J. Rob Hudson and Will Justice came in on the tackle there, good open field tackle, got him back for a loss. You still see excitement on this defensive team right here for Blacksburg, and that's what you want to see. Just keep going, keep fighting.
I just continue to be amazed, Brad, at the athleticism of Brad Shelton. 6'3", 384. He moves all over the football field.
He's a great athlete. He's a great athlete.
So 3rd and 12. They line up in a power I. The pitch is back to Claiborne. He's running to the field side, and a tackle over there is made by Blacksburg to bring up 4th down.
Tackled on the play by 33, Jones.
Looks like it was number 33 for Blacksburg there. Mark Jones tracking him down.
So Blacksburg does its job on defense. A 3 and out, a rare occurrence tonight for Salem.
Result of the play brings up
4th and 10 from the 42, which is where Salem started this particular drive.
Number 10, Noah Beckley.
So it is Terry and Morgan McCoy back. And here is the punt. It's going to be a bouncing kick, and it's going to be down at about 19-yard line, called 20 for Blacksburg will take over. 4:54 remaining in the third quarter.
It's a great positive series right there for Blacksburg's defense, and that's what you got to have. You got to look at the positive that's coming from this, and stopping them on 4 downs, and they haven't taken anybody out. I mean, that's still their main guys, and that's a positive. That's what we got to build on right there.
Another positive is on that last series, the snaps back from Matt Elliott were good ones.
Yes, that is correct.
2 to the near side, 2 to the far side. Johnston under pressure and just has to sling it in the general direction of Trey Sheeler, and they are continuing to put relentless pressure on the senior quarterback.
Yeah, he's getting hit every time he throws, and it's probably a good thing that Isaac is 6'3", 232, because he's going to need all 232 tonight. He's definitely feeling the pressure.
So 2nd and 10 from the 20 after the incompletion. Twins left and right. Johnston again has the snap, throws it quickly to Tyquest Terry, who's got it on the near sideline. Tries to make some room and does. Gets up over the 30, and that should be close to a Blacksburg first down, and it will be a Blacksburg first down.
Yep, they're moving the chains. Tyquest sort of made his magic right there, made a little move there, and found a crease, and up the field he went.
He's got that ability to just dance and find real estate when most players couldn't find it. 3 receivers to the far side, single receiver to the near side. Johnston awaits the snap. It's a little bit low. He bobbles it, has to turn away and pick it up, and it's intercepted. He tried to just throw it away, and it's going to be returned for a touchdown by Riley Fox, and that was a mistake by the senior quarterback.
Yeah, he was trying to just toss it out there. I think that was Josh Fugit that was out at the right side, and he was just trying to toss it out there, and unfortunately Riley Fox was right there in place.
And this is the kind of team Blacksburg has. When Isaac Johnston came off the field, he quickly took off his helmet. He knew he'd made a mistake, and almost to a man, every Bruin patted him on the chest and said, "Hey, don't worry, it's all right."
3, Joseph Quinn.
Yeah, I mean, you got to dig down. I'm sure that Isaac is frustrated right now, for sure. I mean, he's taking some pretty hard hits back there, but just got to regroup, refocus.
So the score 42-10 with 4:17 remaining in the third quarter. Let's take this time out. You're listening to Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear.
Blacksburg Parks and Recreation has something for everybody.
Interception return for a touchdown stretches the Salem lead out to 42-10 over Blacksburg with 4:17 remaining. And here is the kickoff. It is a long one. It is over the head of the Blacksburg receivers, and it will be downed in the end zone.
Mark, interesting statistic here. The past 3 drives, Isaac has been sacked 6 times in the past 3 drives.
What was it Forrest Gump said? Stupid is as stupid does. I think you could take that and just say Salem is as Salem does.
Yeah, Salem, they're just sort of pinning their ears back right now and coming after us.
And you can see Alex Ramsey. He's looking like he's going to come in on the blitz, and he is. It's a give to Tyquest Terry. He tries to reverse field, and that's a mistake. He gets bowled over for a loss. His forward progress will basically get him a couple yards behind the original line of scrimmage, but nothing is going right at the moment for Blacksburg.
No, they did a good job there of containment, and they basically Blacksburg just tried to jet sweep with Tyquest, but they had sniffed it out.
It's a loss of 6, 2nd and 16 from the 14. Johnston back, looking, throws, and tried to get it to Trey Sheeler. Also looked like Morgan McCoy was over
Pass
there,
intended
but
number 14,
an
Schubert.
incompletion, and it brings up 3rd and 16. And Blacksburg has had a lot of these tonight, Brad. 3rd and longs.
Yeah, 3rd and long. Salem has definitely forced that, and a lot of that it comes from the pressure.
And Blacksburg now just has to try to get some small victories and maybe build on those to try to get some points on the board. They have 3 receivers to the near side, a low snap. Isaac Johnston back, running now, tries to get the pass over to Robert Coffey, and you can just tell Isaac is very frustrated. He's just not able to operate the way he's used to operating.
No, I mentioned it earlier on in the broadcast. As the game would go along, I felt like Salem was going to pressure from everywhere. And that's what they're doing. They're going from the right side, they're going from the left side, they're coming from the middle. There's no really rhythm into their pressure. They're just coming from everywhere, just mixing it up every time.
They are just so very good at what they do. They're well coached, and here's a partially blocked punt. And Blacksburg is going to fall on it.
I think that's going to be a Blacksburg ball because a Salem player touched it,
I believe
and then
you're correct.
Blacksburg landed on it.
That's the way it looked anyway. The officials are conferring down on the field. The umpire is pointing at the location of the ball.
Yes.
And it is Blacksburg's ball.
All right, here we go.
It's a good break for this Bruin team.
Past the line of scrimmage.
Any sort of a break right now, Blacksburg will certainly take, because it has been tough sledding indeed for Blacksburg in this game.
So Alex Ramsey came off of the corner, made a spin move and made the block, but the ball still came down the field, and it ended up touching a Salem player, and a heads-up play by the Blacksburg team there to recover it.
Let's see if Blacksburg can take advantage of that break. 3 receivers to the far side, single receiver Coffey to the near side. That's where Isaac Johnston really wanted to go, and he was being pressured by Alex Ramsey again. And you can just tell from the body language of Isaac Johnston, he has been pelted all game long.
He is taking a beating tonight, that is for sure.
42-10, Salem leading, still 3 minutes, 23 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. This air raid offense yet to get on track. Just relentless pressure being brought by Salem. Here they come again, and here's a throw, and again it looks like Robert Coffey and Isaac Johnston were not on the same page.
Yeah, I'm not real sure exactly what's going on there. It seems as if Isaac is throwing it to the outside, and for whatever reason, Robert is sort of coming back into the inside. That's happened 3 times tonight, I believe.
I believe you're right, Brad. And Coffey has a touchdown catch in every game so far. That streak is in jeopardy this evening. 3 receivers to the far side. Coffey is to the near side. Johnston now turns with the rest of the offense to get the play call from Thad Wells. Play clock down to 1, and Blacksburg is going to have to call timeout to avoid a penalty. So 3:17 remaining in the 3rd quarter, 42-10 Salem. Let's take this brief timeout. You're listening to Bruins Football on 105.3 The Bear. Blacksburg takes a timeout as the 30-second clock was nearly expired. 3rd and 10 from the 32. Johnston, again under pressure, has to fire to the direction of Ty Crust-Terry. Incomplete. We'll see Josh Van Gelder again.
Incompletion brings up 4th down.
A little bit of dejection from some of these Blacksburg players coming off the field.
Number 7, Van
Certainly
Gelder,
understandable for Brad. This is where the coaches have to continue to try to inspire their players and try to get whatever little victories they can get.
Sometimes your biggest coaching job is being able to coach players in games such as this.
And here's the punt from Van Gelder. It is a good one. It is over the head of Joseph Quinn. He now picks it up, and he's going to be bottled up by a host of blue jerseys at about the 27, called the 28-yard line.
Good punt there by Josh Van Gelder to sort of flip the field position.
He has really gotten that craft down, that rugby-style punt. He has done that very well all season long.
He really has.
Spartan offense has it at its own 20.
So 3:03 remaining now in the 3rd quarter. Salem takes over. The ball is spotted at the 27-yard line. They line up in the I formation as they have for most, not all, but most of the night. And the give is to the up back, Ramsey, and he will have a short gain to about the 30.
Ball carrier number 36.
Yeah, looks like Jacob Keith in on the tackle there. 2 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter. All of Salem starters are still in, and generally that's the way they sort of work it in most of their games. At least through the 3rd quarter, all of their starters will continue playing.
2nd and 7 from the 30. 2 receivers to the far side of the field. I formation. The pitch is back to Claiborne, trying to turn the corner, and Mark Jones does a nice job of bringing it down at the line of scrimmage.
That was a good job there by Mark. You know, that's something that they've got us on pretty much all night is this containment. And past couple times that it's came to Mark's side, he's done a good job of keeping that containment there.
Yes, he has. So 3rd and 7 from the 30 now for Salem.
It'll be 3rd down, 7 to go. Fans, let's get on our feet and make some noise for this defense.
Twin receivers to the far side. Here is the quarterback, Beckley, rolling. Has his pass complete, and it's going to be just enough for a 1st down out there to Ramsey.
Yeah, they just flooded Ramsey just sort of out from that fullback position out into the flats, and was able to pick up, you know, enough for a 1st down. That's where it's, you know, the quarterback's so dangerous by being a mobile quarterback, because he can either run it or he can flip it right there to that fullback into the flats.
And that's not an easy pass to throw when you're running like that, to do that little touch pass on the run. That's good athleticism by Beckley. I'm impressed by him. Tower I, the receivers are to the near side. The give is to the up back, and Blacksburg will stop that run right at the line of scrimmage, maybe half a yard.
Yeah, you know, there's a couple Blacksburg football players I sort of want to give a shout out to. Isaac Halkitis, who is a football player here for this Blacksburg varsity football team, number 86. Isaac is a junior, and he has had to have an emergency appendectomy last week, so it's good to see him out here at the field at the game. We also had another Blacksburg football player in our middle school program that came down with an injury yesterday. Quarterback Rennie Bornstead had led his team. They were playing Andrew Lewis, ended up finishing up in a tie 6-6, which is a great game. And but unfortunately, Rennie ended up, I think, with a couple minutes to go in the game, ended up breaking his ankle. And so we want to wish both of those guys all the well-being, and let them know that we're thinking about them. And the Bruin and Titan Nation is ready for them to get back out on the field as soon as they possibly can.
Absolutely. A short gain on 2nd down, so 3rd and 8. And here is Beckley with a pass out into the flat to a wide open receiver. That is number 19, Vincent Pinello, who will pick up another Salem 1st down.
Tackled by the Bruins
And you
number
can
7.
see some of the hands on the hips now of these Blacksburg defenders. That is 2 straight third down completions. Nothing will demoralize a defense more than multiple third down conversions, and that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Score 42-10 Salem. Let's take this time out. You're listening to Bruins Football on 105.3 The Bear. The fourth quarter gets underway with Salem first and 10 from the 43-yard line.
He's keeping those
of
athletes
Blacksburg,
healthy
42-10 Salem.
Great job.
In a game where they have put a lot of pressure on Blacksburg quarterback Isaac Johnston. The air raid offense has not had a chance to get untracked due to that pressure.
First and 10 at the 43-yard
High formation, they bring a man in motion. Here's Beckley rolling, going deep over the middle, has his receiver out there, Deontay Tucker for the touchdown, and the lead grows to 48-10.
It goes into the end zone. Touchdown.
Just sort of slid right behind the defensive backs there, and he threw it right on the money.
They are just finding every single way to score that they can. They've gotten touchdown receptions, touchdown runs. They have an interception return.
The point after.
Easy to see why this team is ranked number 2 in Group 4A. They appear to be, Brad, on a collision course for another rendezvous with Lake Taylor in the championship game.
I think that this Salem football team is better than the football team from Salem last year. They're a little bit more multi-dimensional. They can throw, they can run, and they have an excellent defense. I do believe that this is a little bit more of a talented team than what they had last year, and that's hard to believe, but I believe they are.
Well, I think you mentioned it last week, Brad, when we were talking about the culture of Salem football. They start with these kids when they're in the Pee Wee, Pop Warner, I'm not sure what it's called in Salem, but the first level of organized football, those youngsters start learning, quote unquote, the Salem way. And by the time they get to 7th grade, 8th grade, and then get up to junior varsity and then varsity, they've been in this system their whole football life.
They really have. I had the privilege to be in Salem for working there for about 10 years, and I have utmost respect for Salem and the program and how they do things. Not only the football team but the city of Salem, and they do things the right way. You mentioned the Sandlot players. It's a system, and that's the way that it works there. And that's how they are so good. And, the coaching staff on the high school level works with the younger coaches and makes a huge difference.
It does. Here is the kickoff. It is end over end. It's going to be hauled in at about the 15 and returned to about the 25, maybe the 26. One thing I've noticed, Brad, there have been very few penalties over the last couple of quarters in this game. It's a very clean game on both sides.
Yeah, it hasn't been a lot of penalties here, and very important here, I think, for this Bruin football team to dig down and play for pride right here. I see Justin Snyder stepping into the game as the quarterback here, number 3. Coach Wells is getting some other players in the game here, getting them some experience.
Justin Snyder is junior, 5'11", 163 pounds. Check that, 152 pounds. And it looks like now we're going to have, is this a timeout that Blacksburg called, Brad?
Yeah, looks like so. I think Coach Wells is just making sure he's got all of his players out there where they need to be and those types of items.
So it may well be that the night is over for Isaac Johnston. He is certainly taking a pounding here this evening. Well deserved to be the WSLS and WDBJ Player of the Week for his performance last week.
Looks
but
like that concession stand.
he was just facing a
Yes, it
far
appears to be still
superior
open.
opponent this week.
Remember, they've got hot
and
dogs just like mine
they've just
used to
been
make them.
relentless
Oh,
up front.
thanks, tasty.
Well,
Just
sometimes when
relentless.
you win those awards, it also puts a target on you as well, and the other teams understand how good of a player you are. And ultimately, Salem just brought more pressure than we had people to block tonight.
So we'll try to get you some of the names of the new players that are in the game. Here is a snap to Justin Snyder that was low. He barely got it back and was barely able to get it to Josh Fugit, who was dropped for a loss of about
Handoff goes to
3
number
or 4.
23, Fugit. Loss of a couple on the play.
Yeah, it looks like our
You got a
offensive
timeout
line
on the
is
field.
staying the same.
This time called by the Spartans.
Looks like
Just
Noah
changed some
Ramsey's
first
out
charge
there.
down.
Just changed some of our skill
Two
position
timeouts remaining.
players.
Looks like C.J. Linares is out there at receiver. And
Yeah, it
Salem
looks
takes
like,
the time.
Brandon Walters, number 81.
Hey fans, don't forget to check out www.
Well, these are some of the players that are going to be the future at the wide receiver position.
Football games, including videos, articles,
Blacksburg will graduate.
professional
Trey
photographs for
Sheeler,
purchase.
Morgan McCoy will
Blacksburg
graduate,
football.
Robert Coffey will graduate. So we're going to see some of the future of the air raid here in this fourth
Blacksburg
quarter.
Yes, that
Again,
is
that's
correct.
Blacksburg.net.
And you mentioned
Looks like
Reading.
Grant Johnston also out there on the far end at the receiver.
and he is the third string quarterback for Blacksburg as well. Snap is back. It's a good one. Here is a deep pass, and it's going to be caught over there by Grant Johnston at about the 47.
Hits the receiver. Number 10.
Good job there by Justin, sort of slinging it out there, and that big tall frame of Grant Johnson, 6'4", jumping up and hauling it in.
But on the forward,
I mentioned
Johnston
Reading
picks up a
earlier.
first
His
down.
Bruins. Bornstedt, he may be the future at quarterback a couple years from now for Blacksburg.
Yeah, Renning's a good quarterback. He's done a good job with the middle school program. A lot of good quarterbacks in this program for sure.
And here is a bad snap that rolls along the ground, and Justin Snyder can do nothing but just roll back and fall on it at the 34. So a big loss there for Blacksburg.
17-yard
Yeah, that's a
loss.
tough one. That snap
On the play,
sort of rolled
set
down
down
between
at
Justin's
27
legs.
For the Bruins.
And it's just big loss. It's unfortunate. You get a big pickup there. On a pass play, and then we go backwards.
And Matt Elliott's going to come out of the game. Nick Large is going to go in. Been a tough night for Matt Elliott, but he has played well in the few times he has been in there. And here's a running attempt by Blacksburg that's going
Handoff goes to number 23.
gain
Fugit
very
off the
little
middle.
yardage at all, and it will be another
48, Matt George on the step.
long distance attempt here for Blacksburg.
Yeah, it'd be third and long.
27.
It'll be third and very long for Blacksburg.
It's hard to beat a team like this, Brad, when you get into those kind of holes. Obviously, they're causing some of them, but Blacksburg is also doing some of this damage to itself. Here's a good clean snap, and here's a throw down the sideline that is dropped over there by the wide receiver. Can't see the number just yet.
Yeah, it looks like it was intended for Grant Johnston, number 10 again over there on that side, just trying to use his height to our advantage right there.
By 33, Sean Tyree.
So Josh Van Gutter will come in to hunt yet again.
27.
8 minutes, 35 seconds remaining, 49-10. Salem leading Blacksburg.
7, Van Gilder back to punt for the Bruins.
And at this point, Blacksburg just wants to get a few moral victories and get out of here and start planning for Pulaski County. A nice tackle down there by Jake Verneal on the punt return.
Tackle on the play, number 18 for Neal.
Yeah, great open field tackle there. There's no quit in that young man. He's going to fight till the end. I've watched him play the past few years. Just love the way he plays the game, and he's going to play it till the last whistle's blown.
Good genes. His dad, Mark, of course, played for Virginia Tech. Both his grandparents are regular listeners to Blacksburg football down in Florida. We say hello to them if they're listening this evening. I'm sure they probably are. So 1st and 10 Salem from the 31. and they lead by 39 points at 49-10. It looks like it is a new quarterback in for Salem as well. It is
Timeout.
Nick Wade, a sophomore, 5'8",
Called by Salem.
170.
Second charge timeout. They have one timeout.
And we're going to timeout in the ball game. Let's take this brief timeout. You're listening to Bruins football on 105.3 The Bear. Back at Bill Brown Stadium, Salem has new players in the game with 7.5 minutes remaining, and they try to run the football on first down for a very short gain, if any. Looks like they'll spot it right at the 30, and it will be second, and the scoreboard says 11.
Short loss, it'll be second down, 11 yards to go.
A tough night for Blacksburg, 49-10 Salem. It has been an onslaught of maroon and white jerseys in the backfield of Blacksburg's offense. The Salem offense has scored running the football, throwing the football. They've had an interception return, and here comes a sweep over the far side of the field and turning on the Jets for perhaps another touchdown, one man to beat, and he misses the tackle. It looks like the runner is going to be down at the 1 yard line of Blacksburg. Another long run by Salem, and they are knocking on the door of the end zone yet again.
Number 25,
Well, Brad, they bring in the reserves, and they just keep up the onslaught.
Yeah, the containment got us again, didn't it?
It did.
Right about the 2, first and
It did.
goal.
They've just got such great speed, both straight ahead and lateral. And they have a stable of running backs that they can call on to run the football. They will spot it at the 2 yard line, not the 1, but the 2. So first and goal from there. And let's see if Blacksburg can keep them out of the end zone, and bowling his way over. Another touchdown. Let's see his number.
43.
Number 40.
Ethan Kemp.
Ethan Kemp.
Number 43.
Touchdown.
He is a senior, 6'1", 149. So they're getting a lot of players into the scoring action here this evening. And they have 55 points on the board, and they hope to have 56 after the PAT. That snap is up, and that kick is good. 5:28 remaining in the game, 56-10. It has been all or mostly of the Salem here this evening, Brad, where they're just showcasing the talent that they have.
Yeah, you know, Salem's a great program. I mean, you can't take anything away from them. Very good program, and you know, it's the type of program that's where everyone wants to be that program. They want to be there, and you know, while we are going through a little bit of growing pains right now, we are not exactly where we want to be. I think we're better than we were, and I think we're going to keep getting better.
There's an excitement about Blacksburg football that just hasn't been there the last couple of years.
That is exactly right.
And didn't generate excitement or didn't try to put a good program on the field. He was a great coach, a great man. Obviously, he's going to be in the VHSL Hall of Fame when his time comes up for that. But the players have bought into this system. They've bought into what Thad Wells is trying to do. There are going to be some setbacks, and this, unfortunately, a big one tonight. But this program has an upward trajectory right now. There's no question about that.
Oh, he definitely does, and they're going to learn from this loss right here, and we're going to be better. We're going to be better. That's just the way it is.
And I've gotten to know Thad Wells a little bit. I can tell you tonight, Brad, he will be watching this game tape, and it will eat away at him. And he will try to find ways to correct this. Here is Noah Ramsey taking the kickoff back, and he will go out of bounds at about the 32-yard line.
Well, Coach Wells is a competitor. I mean, he wants to win. Everyone down on that sideline wants to win. And they're going to look at every item that they can to make their team better. And that's what they're going to do. And they're just going to keep working at it. These kids have worked hard, and I know that it's frustrating for them tonight. Anytime you have a loss like what this one's going to be, it's frustrating. But you got to look and find some of the positives as well.
Well, there are things certainly that Blacksburg will work on when they look at the tape on this. That center exchange is going to be one of them. Here is a running attempt, and that is snuffed out for a loss. That was...
Ball goes to number 86, Isaac Kalkaitis.
That was Isaac, who I don't believe that's his number, though.
No, that's not Isaac. That is John Betts.
Under 4 minutes now in the ball game, 56-10, Salem leading. Twin receivers left and right. Here is Justin Snyder firing. Pass looked like it was complete over in the flat.
It looks like that's the number 88, Thomas Coffey.
Younger brother of Robert with the reception, but no gain on the play. And it's going to bring up third down and at least 18, if not more. 3rd and 23 for Blacksburg. 3 receivers to the near side. Single receiver to the far side. Justin Snyder in relief of Isaac Johnston, who has taken a beating here this evening. Snyder was rushed, found some room to run, and turns on the Jets. He's going to be up close to a first down. He's got the first down, and he's all the way up over midfield, and there comes a flag right at the end of the play.
Yeah, it looks like it's probably going to be a block in the back on us over there. Justin showed his wheels there. I mean, he came back, he was back, had the pressure, and got himself down the field, but it's going to be marched back due to a block in the back on the Bruins.
Well, it's just one of those nights for Blacksburg when you get a little bit of a glimmer of hope, a mistake.
But it does make third down a little bit more reasonable right now.
Penalty against the Bruins, blocking in the back.
So instead of 3rd and 23, it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 3rd and about 13. And that's what the scoreboard says. So 3rd and 13, nearing the 2-minute mark left in the game. Snyder back, pressured, throws, has his receiver, C.J. Linares, at about the 35. But that's going to be well short of the first down. Let's see if Coach Wells leaves the offense out there just to get the experience.
Tackle by number 48, Matt George.
And he's going to go ahead and bring out Josh Van Gelder and punt the ball away. The clock moving, of course, under the so-called mercy rule. When the point differential reaches 35, the clock continues to run under almost all circumstances. So this clock will continue to run. Van Gelder's punt is away. It's a good one. It drives the receiver all the way back to the 25, and he's going to break one tackle and maybe get forward to about the 30-yard line.
Wood returns the punt. The Spartans 30.
119 left in the game. It has been a difficult game for the Bruins. No matter how you size it up, 56-10. The clock starts again now and nears the 1-minute mark.
1st and 10.
Well, that's a good football team over there across this field.
Oh, my.
They're going to go I look for them to go deep in the playoffs once again. It's a tradition that's built there, and that's what this Bruin team is starting to do. They're starting to build a tradition, and tonight's not the night that they want it, but Coach Wells is starting to build his tradition here. His players are buying into his system. It's just going to take a little while to get going.
It will. It will, but we've already seen some of what this offense can do when it is working. And here is a carry by number 43, Ethan Kemp, for a gain of about 6 or 7. And the clock now under 30 seconds. This should be the final play of the game coming up. Not even sure if Salem's going to run.
I don't think they'll even snap it, Mark.
So it's going to be a final score of 56-10. Salem over Blacksburg this evening here at home. Blacksburg gave a valiant effort early on. They answered the first touchdown from Salem, but there was very little after that. And Blacksburg will move to 3-3 overall, 2-1 in the River Ridge after tonight's defeat.